Well, we welcome you back to the Mustang Friday Night pregame show. Our title to sponsor tonight is Grubbs Family of Dealerships, joined by the head coach for the Grapevine Mustangs, Coach Ryan Smith. Coach, how has practice been this week leading up to the big homecoming game against Burleson?
I think it's been really good. I mean, and I understand, last week was what it was, but we've progressively gotten better every day at practice and kind of, learn how to practice at the pace we want to and our big thing is transitions. I feel like a team that's really focused transitions well during practice from one drill to the next and all that. So it's been a great week of transitions. I thought we've had a good day. We kind of turned the heat up a little bit on them today and put a little pressure on them. But it's been a great day so far. It's been a great week so far.
Well, you're at the halfway point of the season right now with the record 1-4. You did get that big win against Birdville to kind of get the monkey off the back for Grapevine there, earning that win. But you look at where you're at right now, and you just mentioned about the progression that you are still having at this moment. What are the takeaways that you have of your ball club so far at this point, Coach?
So I think if you take away, I mean, obviously Friday night, because here's Friday night. We had 4 turnovers that resulted in 28 points, and we missed 27 tackles. So anytime you have a combination of those two things, nothing good is happening, right? But what we do is we pull the analytics of it at play 12 offensively for us, our 12th offensive play. We had fumbled once and scored once. So we had scored 7 points in 12 plays, which is pretty good. And I even thought our first drive was good. But then by their 15th play, they had scored 35 points. And there was 3 turnovers mixed in there. So take away, those things. And I've told our team this entire year, this team of identity, that we're going to live in a world of 5 plays every ball game. And if we make those 5 plays, we're going to win games. If we don't make those 5 plays, we're going to lose games. We're learning the importance of like managing those moments and understanding those moments. And you have to be in those close games to understand that moment, and I think that's been a big thing for us. You can shoulda, coulda, woulda this thing all day long. And, we're very easily 4-1. We're very easily, we're obviously 1-4. So you have to step back from it because sometimes when you're so close to it, you can't see the progression. So we try to step back from 3,000 feet and kind of look at a broader lens and see it aesthetically different. And it allows us to kind of see the whole picture, not like an isolated Friday night. This is my staff and I, this is our third time to go into a program and, rebuild it, reestablish culture. And we've always, every time, the year one, we've always had one game that just snowballed on us, right? And it just was really bad. And we feel like that game is behind us now. And we can kind of move forward with a little bit of expectation and getting these guys to just really buy into like being internally motivated and not needing external circumstances to motivate them.
Well, I want to highlight a couple of players that have definitely shown progression here recently. Want to highlight Brady Kays, your tight end, who had that key 2-point conversion catch a couple weeks ago against Arlington Seguin. And then you go back to his performance that he had last week where he scored that touchdown catch. It seems like he's been showing up in a big way here lately.
Yeah, that's the progression of the offense. Kind of the term we use is options make you dangerous. Our goal is to have, close to 10 guys have at least a minimum of 5 touches by the end of the season. We've got now, you include a young guy we got this week, we'll talk about him, but we've gotten 5 receivers that all have a catch. We've got, 3 running backs that all have catches and carries, and now we've incorporated what we call our staying back. Um, which is a guy for us that he's kind of a Swiss Army knife. He's got to play kind of like a +1 lineman, if you will, and that was kind of his role the first 4 to 5 weeks. And we've been trying to get him the ball and we were able to schematically, kind of incorporate some things that got him actually third level. And then my favorite thing we did was we ran a sneak with him, and he got a huge first down, kind of motioned in there and then slipped on there and took the snap. It was big for us. So he had a big night. Was really proud of him.
Yeah, it kind of looked like another version of a tush push, if you will, when he converted on that first down there.
Yeah,
Um,
we were trying to create a distraction. If you look at our quarterbacks and running backs, kind of raise up and look at us like, "What's the call?"
yeah,
And
yeah.
and we were able to kind of get some movement there. We executed it really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of a player that you kind of highlighted there, and definitely want to get to him, someone who just came out on the scene last week, his first varsity reps, Dash Slapa. I mean, this is the type of player that we're looking up in the booth, like, hey, this kid is making some strides here out of nowhere. And what I want to ask you, coach, is well, what have you seen out of him lately in practice that resulted in that type of performance that he had last week, where he was able to show up in some moments?
So what you're seeing is what we see every Thursday night. He's a huge playmaker for us. He plays safety, he plays corner, he plays receiver, he plays running back. He returns all of our kicks because ultimately, like the thing that we're trying to do as a program is we want football players. We don't want specialists. I don't want a guy who says, "Hey, I'm a receiver." I don't want a guy that says, "Hey, I'm a corner." I want a guy that says, "Hey, I'm a football player." And Dash has been that. I mean, he has returned punts, he's returned kicks, he's played safety, he's played corner. We snapped it to him at quarterback a couple times at the at the JV level, and so we've been seeing it. When Chase Carter's obviously out, number 17, I believe Chase 17,
Mhm.
he's still out and got a lingering little injury there that we can't seem to get past. And it was kind of like, all right, let's get through the Seguin game, and then we need to bring another one. He gave us a fifth receiver, which allows us to do some different things from personnel standpoint. And then he actually played some safety too and had a tackle.
Well, it sounds like a jack of all trades that you have there, coach.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for joining us today as prepping for the big game against the Burleson Elks over there at Grapevine Mustang Panther Stadium and for homecoming. As everyone, you're listening to Mustang Friday Night pregame show, and stay tuned after the break. We'll come back with more coverage and get you prepped for the matchup between the Mustangs and Elks. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys. PTL, go Stangs.